Hi there, my name is Mei-Hua Yang. I came from Taiwan. I'm a second-year PhD student in the University of Edinburgh. I'm in charge of the first 1.5 hours, talking about online data collection. There are many reasons for you to register today's event, but do you know why I'm here today? When I plan this event, my motivation is to share my personal experience of online data collection and gain more friendships. But most importantly, my personal experience of online data collection and some resources may be able to save you time and give you some ideas when you plan your own online data collection. Now, let's dive into it. In the first 1.5 hours, we will cover some topics. We will begin with the ethical issues, and then fieldwork methods, followed by challenges of online data collection. 3 concerns are included in this part: contact schools and teachers, engage and re-engage participants, tolerance and actions for uncertainty. We will end with relevant contacting tools and software. Well, before the data collection, we may have to make a work schedule. Those planned works may not happen in the order we expected, so it would be better to allow flexibility when we organize the sequences. Here is my work plan. Some works may run with other works. I prefer to detail all the small works. Therefore, I also create a table to keep everything in details. Let's have a look at this ongoing work list. This table was created in early July. I tried to keep all the relevant works together and ensure each of them works smoothly. Therefore, many small details are all shown on this table. Later, if you have time, then you can do it. And here is the template for work schedule. Now, let's move to ethical issues. There are 3 things that we may need to consider in order to meet the ideal research behavior. First, existing norms. Second, institutional criteria. Third, international regulations. You will be able to find out all the relevant regulations online or on the school website. Today, I just want to share 4 concerns in my study: participants' well-being, data storage, cooperating with language translators, and ensure anonymity. In my study, my main participants are senior high school students aged 16 to 19. According to the ethical regulation, I have to obtain consent forms from both students and their parents. My survey links were given to the students by their English teacher at the end of their regular courses. Therefore, it's important to make them aware of the roles that teachers play in this study. But to minimize the number of rejections is equally important. I add this statement in the information sheet. If you choose not to take part in this study, it will not affect any of your studies, as teachers will not know whether you participate in this study or not. However, I think this statement is better to place after the highlight of their importance and contribution to this study. Although I can't guarantee to achieve the success, I think it looks better in this order, as their importance and contribution are mentioned in advance. It may somewhat stimulate their enthusiasm. We know the function of information sheet is to disclose the relevant information. Now, let's think one question. Do we really pay attention to the reader's feeling when we design our information sheet? How are they gonna feel when they read the sheets from your own design. It may be better to keep this in mind when we design our own information sheets. We have to place the words carefully. Okay, let's move to another statement that should also be included in this information sheet. It is very important to let you know that if you feel unwell with COVID-related symptoms, then you should stay at home and postpone the research activity until you feel better. I got a question for you. What do you feel when you see this statement? So, considering the location where to place this statement is really important because we don't want to see the postpone those activities forever. In my study, the language used for survey and interview is not English, so I may have to invite another person to check the meaning accuracy. This action must be disclosed as well. This is the statement for meaning accuracy checkup in my study. There are many ways to raise the awareness of self-data handling. This time I used a ready-made resources from YouTube. Let's have a quick look at this video.
As the economy becomes increasingly digitized, many companies hold highly sensitive customer personal information. They also obtain information from various sources to study customer behavior. Data is associated with significant risk if it's stolen and abused. Therefore, General Data Protection Regulation was introduced to specify how customer data should be used and protected. GDPR was officially adopted by the European Parliament in April 2016. Following a 2-year post-adoption period, it will become enforceable in May 2018. It applies to everyone involved in the processing of data about individuals in the context of selling goods and services to citizens in the EU, regardless of whether the organization is located within the EU. GDPR's major requirements include 7 areas.
Okay, I gotta stop here. If you feel interested about the whole videos, then you can check out my PowerPoint and do it yourself there. Moreover, I want to mention is to ensure minimize the risk of storing the data elsewhere. I coded some specific data and had a team meetings with another person for meaning accuracy checkups. So in order to ensure those data are saved, storing, and not be restored elsewhere, so you have to consider in what way it would be better to protect those data. Now let's move to the method of my field research. In my previous data collection, I used questionnaire and one-on-one interviews with teachers and students. But I will include co-creation workshops, or you can also call it co-design workshop if you like, in the layer design of my next step of the data collection. There are plenty of web packages available for conducting online survey. In this study, I use Google Form. There are some reasons that I decided to use it, such as easy to create surveys and forms, no extra cost, and so on. There are a few things that I consider when selecting the approach. Cost, supporting functions, limitations, advantage, and disadvantage. When list out those things, especially for the disadvantage, I will also list out, is there any other ways to minimize them? There are some survey software and their advantage and disadvantage. And in this video, I will not spend too much time on this. Please check out the PowerPoint and hit the link above the table. It will take you directly to the website and you will be able to check out all the software by yourself. And here is another supporting tools for conducting online interview. Although some software come with recording functions, I think it would be better to use other devices to record it at the same time, just in case the important recordings get lost. And here the same, I list some free screen recorders and also a paid screen recorder. You can check out those recorders. Just hit the link above the table and it will also take you directly to the website and you will be able to see each of them and check out them by yourself. Now let's quick move to a really exciting issue. Reward or compensate your survey participants. Although people take part in your survey without incentives, offering something in return may boost your success. But before that, some questions you need to consider before setting up the survey rewards. I list 7 questions for you. Those questions are important. You should ask yourself each of them and then in the end, and you have to measure, do you really need reward or compensate your participants? Offering a reward may increase your response rate. Avoiding some pitfalls can ensure your reward budget is well spent. There are some common ways to reward our participants, such as one-off survey prizes, point-based system, lucky draw, and also other creative ways to do so. For example, like offering services, whatever items you have available, or personalized products for the winner. Of course, you can use social media promotion, workshops, or informal certificates. No matter what way you pick up, it may influence your data because some participants, they join the survey only for the prizes or something that you offer for them. And therefore, you have to also think about those activities will alter people's answers and bring bias to your final data results. My previous experience of reward my participants, I create a clear reward plan with a timeline. The reward process and management will be all in details, and I try to minimize the budgets on unlimited rewards. I purchase online gift cards, which is monetary vouchers, and I contact my participants to confirm that their mailbox are valid. And I did it more than once because it's important to check out those email addresses are actually somebody use it and are valid. They will be able to receive it unless those voucher or gift card will be wasted. And then after confirm their mailbox, I will send out the gift cards. And I also do the lucky draws and I record it and repeat it step 3 and 4. Here is the example of my lucky draw.
Hello， 亲爱的同学，大家好，我是美华。首先，我想感谢大家拨空填写问卷。如果 之前我
I
对
try to
此
make
事
it
详细
quicker.
记得问题，你都可以直接写信16号、116号、81。第一阶段幸运中。
Okay. I combine two things together to make this lucky draw. First is the lucky draw system, and I forgot which one I pick up. But you will be able to find out different versions with different languages available online and check out it, Google it. And I also use screen recorders. As I mentioned earlier, for my next lucky draw activity, I record the screen when I'm doing it and then post it on YouTube and then send out the link to my participants for them to know that I did the lucky draw and those are the numbers they pick out. Of course, we can run our survey with our incentives. Some tips for boosting our success. Make our survey as simple as possible. Ensure all tools used are mobile friendly. Frequently showing participants feedback is valued. You appreciate their contribution, you value their time and their opinions. Personalized interaction with individual participants. Establish more than one way of communication. Those are all important for our survey success. Well, if you like, you can make effective and cost-efficient way to reward your participants. Before you do, you have to define your goals and list out all the priorities and set a deadline for each activities and start action. And also manage the process during the whole rewarding start points and also the process till the end. Create a short and flexible action plan. Reflect and revise your action during the whole rewarding process. Give us feedback. We value your opinions. Thank you so much. I'm Mei-Hua. See you next time.